All right. So you started as an intern January of 2019,
I did.
and then you started full time. Was it August?
I think July, end of July.
End of July 2019, and then you
Yep.
you were working full time, and then you were also finishing your master's degree, right?
Yep, I was.
So
I
you
think I was taking just one class
that's
per semester.
per semester. So you must have
Yeah.
stayed pretty busy. I guess you didn't have much free time.
Not really. Um, but now that I'm looking, because Raul, my husband, is also doing his master's, and he puts a lot more effort into his schoolwork. So now that I look back, I'm like, I did have a lot of spare time, and I did like procrastinate and play around like a lot.
Okay. So maybe, yeah, I thought you would have been a lot more busy. Where is he going to school? Where is he doing his master's?
ET Arlington.
Okay. Um, I'm sorry, not to get sidetracked, but I'm just kind of curious, like how many classes is he taking per semester?
He's taking one per semester as well.
And has this whole thing kind of messed him up, or is his classes online pretty okay?
He really likes aerospace, so he always tried to show me his homework and the plots he does, and I was like, this is so cool. And I'm like, I really don't want to see like some plots I don't understand.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Um, I guess let's talk a little bit about your history because I know some things about you, but I don't know details. So
Okay.
I know you were born in China, but where were you born?
I was born in Beijing.
Okay.
Yep.
And you lived there in Beijing until you were 6?
Yes. And then we moved to Canada.
Okay. And
Um,
I guess when you're that young, it doesn't really matter, but do you remember what that was like?
I remember bits and pieces. My my mom always called the Canadian education system as sheep herding. Like
Okay.
she always thought we didn't learn anything and we were just outside running around. Just sort of true. It was more. I lived near Ottawa, which is the capital of Canada, but it's not the economic center or anything. So it's almost feels like a countryside, but not really. Like a very suburban area.
Okay. And so
Nothing going on.
when you moved to Canada, you started, was it
For
kindergarten
first grade,
grade?
yeah.
You had already started some, I don't know what the educational system is like in China. Is there like a
Uh-huh.
kindergarten?
There is. I did kindergarten and even pre-K in China. I actually went to I don't know what it's called in English, but I would be in kindergarten Monday through Friday, and then my parents would pick me up on the weekends.
So when you moved to Canada, you
Uh-huh.
started first grade. You didn't
Yep.
speak English.
I didn't speak English, so they put me in ESL. And I don't know why my parents, like near our house, we had a Catholic school, and I don't know why my parents wanted to put me into Catholic school, and they tried to put me in there, and the school was like, "Well, you have to be Catholic to be in this school," and none of my family was Catholic, so that was just a weird thing that happened.
So you ended up going to a different school.
I went to regular
Oh, okay.
public school.
Oh, okay. So they first wanted to put you in a private school.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you went to first grade. You started first grade in Canada. And how long did you live in Canada?
4 years.
Okay, and then so you were 10?
Yes, I finished up fourth grade, and then around, or I think during fourth grade was when 9/11 happened, and Canada's economy somehow just got wrecked after 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad lost his job, and he was going to go work in the US. My mom really hated Canada, so she was like, I'm just going to move back, and I'm taking the kid. So we moved back.
Okay, so you moved back to Beijing?
Yes, me and my
Okay.
mom did.
So by that time you'd lived in Canada for 4 years, and
Hmm.
I'm assuming your English was pretty good.
Yeah, I barely spoke Chinese.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So then you go back to China, and you're
Hmm.
10 years old, and you barely speak Chinese.
Hmm.
So what did you do? I mean, what was school like for you?
My mom hired this tutor that actually taught Chinese grade school at my elementary school in China. And she basically taught me all she could for the gap between like first grade and fourth grade, because they still made me start from fifth grade.
Wow.
Um, and it was a painful like summer vacation for me.
Yeah.
Uh, but I remember the first Chinese test I took um, in fifth grade. I got like a 36,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah. And at that time, they still did this thing where they'll call out your name and your score, and they go from highest to lowest.
Okay.
And that was so embarrassing for me because obviously I was the lowest, and um yeah, I could like barely keep in my tears because it was
Yeah.
just, I wasn't used to it because I was always a good student in Canada. And yep.
Yeah. Um, so as far as obviously Chinese was going to be a problem, but the
Yep.
other subjects, uh, math, I don't know, like math, science, were you at about the same level or were you ahead or behind?
uh Math was never a problem because my mom insisted on teaching me math the Chinese way when I was in Canada. So after school, like my mom would teach me math and a little bit of Chinese,
Mhm.
um, like during the weekends and after school.
Man, okay, so that's rough. And then, uh, so you're 10 years old, you're in fifth grade, you barely speak Chinese. Do socially, did the other kids, how were they?
They thought I was really weird. Um, I think by the end of grade school, I managed to make like one good friend that I don't like after after I went into middle school. I never contacted anymore. But yeah, they thought I was weird. Apparently I would just walk around in class and during class, which I don't remember doing this, but apparently a teacher complained about it. Um, Hold on. Oh, they're running the tests. So I'm getting calls from you. All right. Yeah, it was. I didn't like find a best friend in elementary school, but I think it's very rare for people to even keep their elementary school friends, from what I hear.
Yeah.
So I
So,
didn't miss out much, I guess.
was sixth grade middle school for you?
No, seventh grade was middle school.
Okay. All right. So you're 10 years old, you're starting fifth grade, or you're between fourth and fifth grade, and you move back to China,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stay in China for how long?
Mhm. I stayed there for 6 years. Um, I think I moved here when I was 16, maybe 15 or 16.
Okay, so you were by that time you were in 10th grade?
Yes, I actually finished 10th grade in China before I moved to the US. But because the education system was different, I didn't have enough credits to go on into 11th grade.
Right.
So I redid 10th grade.
All right. So uh, from the time you were 10 to the time you were 15 or 16, you live in China. By that time, I'm guessing your Chinese was good.
It was acceptable.
Your Chinese
I
was
can speak it
acceptable.
fluently, but I still wasn't like the best at taking the tests and stuff.
Okay. And you had friends by that point, like things were pretty good.
Yeah, the education system in China is different. So you have middle school entrance exams and high school entrance exams. So I did 3 years of middle school in one school, and I made a lot of friends there. And then during my high school entrance exam, I didn't perform well enough to go into the same high school branch of that school.
Oh,
So I went to a different high school. And I still had some friends that were from my middle school. But I only did 1 year because uh, the first year of high school in China is 10th grade.
okay.
So I did 1 year there and then I moved.
Okay. So now you moved back to you moved to the United States, right?
Yeah,
To Texas,
Plano.
Plano.
Hmm.
All right. And you have to repeat 10th grade?
I did.
Okay.
I went to Jasper for 10th grade.
You went to Jasper and again, I'm guessing your English by that time was very rusty.
It was okay. I guess I didn't have a problem communicating or anything. Um, I don't know what I don't know how it would compare to my English now. I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have to do ESL again?
I did because I was put into you have to take a test if you're a foreigner,
Yeah.
and then they were asking me all these dumb questions. And I didn't understand what the right answer was because it was just say like, well, I remember one thing was like they show me a bunch of tools and there was like hammers and all that stuff. Like they showed me a picture of it and they're like, what are these? And I was like, I don't know, a hammer and like
A
like I don't
screwdriver.
yeah, screwdriver and all that stuff. And then they're like, yeah, but what is it? And I was like, I already told you what it is. And then I figured out they're looking for the word tools, but in my mind, like they
Oh,
can't look for something this simple.
okay.
Yeah. So after I got into ESL, all my ESL teachers was like, why are you in this class? I was like, I don't know. I got put in that.
Okay.
So I was put in ESL and I really liked it because the teacher was really cool. But they forced me out after one semester.
Okay. All right. So then you finish high school in Plano.
Hmm.
And again, so moving at that age, was it tough socially?
Uh, Not really. I've always been somewhat of an introvert. I don't make friends easily, and I have moved around a lot.
Mhm.
So I would just hang out by myself because I didn't. it's not that I didn't need friends, but I was pretty used to it, and I always managed to make friends somehow, which is weird.
Okay. All right. All right. So you finished high school, and then you went right out of high school. You went to college.
I went to college. I went to A&M.
Went to A&M, and you got your bachelor's degree there
I did
what was
in
it?
chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering, and you got a
Yep.
minor in CS
Yes, and
and
a minor in Japanese.
minor in Japanese. So you were pretty busy, I
I
guess.
was. Um, I I realized how much I hated chemical engineering as soon as I entered. Like,
Oh, as soon as you entered, like your first
yeah,
semester?
pretty much. I had regrets,
Wow.
but I had taken so many AP credits that by finishing my first semester at A&M, I would have had too many credits to change my major.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was I was just like, well, I just have to suck it up and finish my bachelor's degree and then figure out what I want to do later on. And I've also heard um, that the courses get more interesting and actual chemical engineering work is much more interesting than what you learn. But in the end, I still didn't. Well, in the end, I liked it a lot more, but I still like it wasn't the path I wanted to choose.
Okay. And you ended up enjoying computer science more?
I did. I enjoyed it a lot more. Um, I don't know, something about programming just entertains me, I guess.
Okay, sure. And then, so you finished your degree at A&M, and then did you take any time off, or you just went right into the master's at UT Dallas?
Um, I had a semester off because I graduated spring semester at A&M. Or no, I graduated fall semester, so I graduated in this December, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my grad school didn't start until August. So I went back to China for like half a year.
Okay. And I know you went to Japan at one point, right? Was that while you
Yeah.
were at A&M?
Yes, I did a year of study abroad my junior or senior year
Okay.
at A&M. I Yeah, I think it was my senior year because one of my friends who graduated in chemical engineering visited me. Um, but yeah, that was one of the best years of my life because I didn't learn anything. I just traveled around Japan.
Okay. And where in Japan? What area?
Uh, our school was in the Osaka prefecture,
Okay.
but it was like 2 hours away from Osaka City.
So kind of countryside?
It was very country. It was just students and old people that lived there.
Wow. And
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when I think of country, like were they farming and stuff?
It was they didn't farm because it was the top of the mountain,
Okay.
but there was nothing around it except one monorail station that you had to like walk 10-15 minutes to.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so when you were in Japan, is that when you took kendo?
No, that was before. That wasn't at A&M. I was just trying out a lot of different things in I guess freshman year, and kendo, like the people in kendo I sort of bonded with, so I just stuck with them.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
kind of unusual. Did you take any other martial arts, or was it just kendo?
It was just kendo, I think. Yeah.
And how long did you do that?
maybe 3 years.
3 years. Wow, that's a lot
Yeah.
longer than I thought. Okay. So you got, what are the what's the ranking system like in Kendo?
It's so the first rank I think you can get officially is first Dan, which is equivalent to a black belt.
Yeah. Oh, so see, because like in most martial arts, there's like 10 grades before black belt,
Yeah.
and then you have like 10 grades of black belt. But
Yeah.
like, first Dan is a black belt.
Yeah. I think they have two grades that are below first Dan, but I don't remember what they're called anymore.
And did you take a test?
I never took a test. I wasn't that good.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So after, oh, okay. So after A&M, you went back to China for a while. Then you started UT Dallas.
Yep.
And then how long were you at Dallas? Like 2 years, 2.5 years?
Uh, yes. I think 2.5.
Okay. All right. And so then you started working with us as an intern.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any strong favorite memories from your internship?
Strong favorite
Or
memory?
just anything that stands out to you from your time as an intern?
Uh, um, on my first day, Nitin and Mo pranked me because I didn't unlock my computer.
Oh, what did
And
you do?
they put on some music video on YouTube, and when I turned on my computer after lunch, it started blasting music, and I was just like, "What is going on? This is so embarrassing."
All right. So did you hate them at that point? Oh, you didn't. How did you find out it was them?
I asked. I don't remember who I was sitting. I think I was sitting opposite to Lauren because back then Lauren would the CX group was still by the wall.
Right.
Um, and I asked her who did it, and she told me.
Oh, she just told you
Yeah,
wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's a pretty good first day memory.
yeah,
All right. I know you're into gaming.
yes.
What was the first video game system or console that you owned?
I got a Game Boy Color for Christmas when I was in Canada. I don't remember what grade,
Okay.
but that was my first console.
Okay. And what console or what game systems do you have now?
I have a PS4 and a Switch.
Okay. And I know you're really into Animal Crossing right now.
I am.
And you started what was it, a Nintendo Online Family Plan?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So now you can have up to what, 8 people in the family plan?
Yes, 8 people
And you
in a
recruited
family plan.
you recruited folks from work?
I did because I figured there's got to be some gamers in the company that don't have um, that are thinking about it but don't want to needed a push or wanted the price to be a little bit lower,
Yeah.
even though it's not that expensive.
So who's on the family plan with you?
Umberto, Sam, and Kinsey.
Okay. How so there's you guys still have space, right? Or spots?
No, I had some friends also that wanted to start a family plan
Okay.
um, together because they also just picked up Animal Crossing. I think Animal Crossing is one of those games that just forces you to get Nintendo Online.
Okay. And So you said one of the things you can do when you get Nintendo Online is visit other people's islands,
Yeah.
and so you can visit anyone who's got Nintendo Online. It's not just your family, right?
Yes. As long as they are playing the game and they open their gates to their island, and you're friends with them, or you have their code, then you can go visit them.
Okay. And someone in Slack said there's a stock market, so people buy and sell things.
Yeah, the whole thing is every Sunday, this little pig called Daisy May comes to your island and sells turnips, and you can buy them at this price. And then throughout the whole week, you can go and see what the turnip prices are. And so you want to sell high, but sometimes it just declines.
Oh man.
Um,
Okay.
so what you can do is you can have a bunch of people like report what their turnip prices are, and somebody's bound to have like a higher price than what you bought it for. So you could always just sell there. Oh, and the turnips go bad after a week. So if you don't sell them, um,
Then you lose everything.
then like yeah, so that's why you have to sell them within a week.
Okay. And you said they can tell you the prices, but that's on their island.
That's on their island.
Oh, so that's why you pretty much need to have an online plan if you wanted to do things like that.
Yeah, or you're just betting
Yeah.
on your own island.
Okay. Okay. Besides video games, do you have any other hobbies?
I like watching people play video games. I go
Yeah.
onto YouTube and watch people play video games when I'm too lazy to play it myself.
Okay. And what kind of video games, like what genre or style of video game do you enjoy?
I like a lot of JRPGs. Um,
Okay.
so I like the Persona series. I like Fire Emblem. What else? And I like farming simulation games. So Animal Crossing is sort of like an animal simulation game, and I played a lot of Stardew Valley.
Okay.
And I also really like Harvest Moon, I guess, which I think they changed their name to Story of Seasons. But yeah, I like those types of games. I don't
Okay.
like first person shooters. That's
Okay.
my thing. Makes me
So
dizzy.
you like a little more like games that are a little more mellow, I guess.
I do. I don't like even with JRPGs, I like turn-based systems
Yeah.
because I like to think through
Yeah.
what I'm going to do.
Yeah. You don't want the stress of having to deal with like getting things done right away.
Yeah,
Okay. And I think you're also into anime, right?
I am.
Do you have a favorite anime series and or character?
Uh, mm, I don't know about character, but my favorite anime is probably Gintama, which isn't a very well-known anime in the US.
Okay.
But it's like sort of action slash comedy. Um, and they make a lot of jokes like about other anime and themselves and I guess well I don't know why it's I think it would be very hard to translate
Hmm.
to English, and maybe that's why it's not as popular here. And um I guess they make a lot more food jokes that might not be appropriate for
Food
uh,
jokes?
yeah.
Okay.
Um, because I think in the US, a lot of people still think of anime as for kids.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's my favorite anime. I don't think I have a favorite character per se.
Okay.
I'll start an anime and really like this one character, and then I'll get over it.
Okay. So what was it about the series, about that series that you really like? Why is it your favorite?
There are a couple episodes that have made me laugh so hard I couldn't breathe,
Okay.
and then and there have also been episodes where it's made me cry.
Oh no, I lost my internet connection is not good right now, so I lost a bunch.
Oh, okay.
So it sounds like the anime is just it's very funny. It makes you it brings out some strong reactions in you, and that's why it was your favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can get this going, finish up here. So, in your household, quarantined with you, it's you,
Mhm.
uh, Raul,
Mhm.
your dog Luna,
Yep.
and two cats, May and Luca.
Yep.
And Luca still kind of just mostly hides,
Luca actually likes to sit on his chair in the living room.
just sits on the chair.
Yep. He just sits
Okay.
on the chair.
Okay.
If you don't bother him, he won't run away.
All right. And if coronavirus disappeared
Mhm.
like a miracle,
Mhm.
and today was a day off for you, what would be your perfect day?
My perfect day.
Like
Uh,
now that everything is like now that being able to go out has been taken away from you, if you were able to do anything right now, what would you do?
Probably get some milk tea, get some good food, come home and play Animal Crossing.
But you can kind of do that now, right?
It's harder to go get food and get milk tea.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Is there anything that you would like for the folks at Colonel to know about you?
Uh, I guess I am very shy, and despite what I look or act like, I'm not a cold-hearted bitch.
Okay. Um, and who gave you that? Who said that about you? Was that Mo or Nitin?
One of my really, really good friends that I met when I first started at Jasper said she was really scared of me when she first met me.
Okay. All right.
And she thought I was a cold-hearted bitch.
Okay. So you're not, despite appearances, perhaps you're not a cold-hearted bitch. You're just actually a shy, introverted person.
Yeah, and I just don't know how to talk to people.
Okay, that's cool. But it's not that you would avoid talking to people, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just
Uh,
I don't know how to start a conversation or continue a conversation, and people just have to work real hard.
okay.
And I don't mean it that way. It's just I don't know what it is. I just get very awkward sometimes.
Okay. All right. And is there a question that I should have asked you that I didn't?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, last thing. Now,
Okay.
I remember you tried to teach Chris and I how to pronounce your name. And your name is the first of your first name, the first syllable, the Xin is, we pronounce it pretty close to the way it is, right? Shin?
Yeah. Um So I prefer to go by Shin because the sh uh the English tongue can pronounce it, but
Right.
it's actually in between s x is actually in between an sh and an s,
Oh,
so it's actually Xin.
Xin, I guess. Okay, and then the second syllable is the one that's really hard because it's you spell it he, but it is not pronounced like that at all, right? It's more like you said it's huh,
Yeah, it's he.
huh. So your name is actually pronounced Xin he.
Yeah, Xinhe.
Okay, yeah, it sounds a lot better when you say it. Uh,
Yeah, there's also a tone thing.
Yeah, you were telling us that also, like the second syllable, the inflection has to be a rising inflection because you could say it other
Yeah,
ways and it means something very different.
yeah,
Okay, so and then your last name, how do you, is your last name pronounced pretty close to the way we spell it in English?
it is. It's Chen.
Chen, okay. So your first name again, can you say it one more time?
Xinhe.
Oh,
So in Chinese, we don't say your first name only. It's very
right.
intimate, and we put your last name first. So my like people call me Chen Xinhe.
And that's like even your friends would do that?
Yes. Most of my friends do that, or they give me a nickname, but they never call me Xinhe.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have do most of your friends have a nickname for you?
Yes, they do.
Would you share that?
Yes, they call me Xiong, which means bear.
Bear.
Yeah,
Okay, that's an interesting nickname. Any
yeah.
reason for that?
It's just the nickname they gave me, so
Okay.
I
All right.
just stuck with it.
All right. Well, that's cool. I think it seems like my internet's kind of flaking out on me, so maybe this is a good place to stop. And so, thanks for taking the time to answer all my questions.